He said he's feeling the setup.
Oh, yours. Ha. He said change it to fluid grid, move the bar down a bit.
Is Shalita again though?
No.
Skit?
No.
It's just me and you?
Yep. I think I actually did this by myself. Look at me. Okay. Sorry, y'all.
Well, how we gonna get it on Facebook?
It is on Facebook now.
Oh, it's on yours?
No, it's on Keon's.
Oh. Okay, let me pull up my notes. My stuff. Where is it?
Welcome, welcome. So, I really want to hear from some people because I genuinely want to know what the folks think. Is this absolute nonsense that modern women are trying to say? But then it's also some modern women that's like, yeah, that's nonsense. Like Maya, do you know she worked with Good American Jeans or something? She's like from the UK.
What's her?
Emily. Oh, Emily. Oh man.
What about her though?
She was one of it is Good American. What an interesting name for a brand.
What? Are you gonna tell me the story?
Emma? No, I think her name is Emma. She has Emma Greed, I think. Yeah, Emma Greed. Okay, so Emma Greed is the entrepreneur and fashion designer behind Khloe Kardashian's Good American Jeans, her brand. And Emma said in an interview that it's nonsense. I don't know why women are saying they can have it all. They can't. Stop saying this madness. Something is
Mm-hmm.
going to fail. Something is going to fall. Why are you saying like that? Like that's what you think or
Now, I have a question.
oh,
What? Because in the blog, it was talking about women. What'd you just say? Having it all or wanting it all?
having it all.
Having it all. Well, what is having it all? Like, what does that mean?
Okay, so like the career, like being able to juggle it all, like being able to have the career and climb the ladder. It's the first part of the blog. Have the marriage, be present
Mm-hmm.
in your marriage, have the partner, have the children and be present with your children and spend a decent amount of time. Keep your body tight, stay soft, be polished and pleasant. Lead at work, but still be the glue at home, basically. Like, is
Yeah,
that a.
but like, is that something? Is that having it all, or is that something like that we feel like we? Is that something we were told that we should do or have?
Ooh.
Is that more, you know,
Okay. I like that question.
you
Um,
know, because I feel like some women don't want it all, quote unquote. Some women don't care. I won't say don't care, but they don't. um dream about the marriage and the kids and the white picket fence. Some women literally just want a career, and they're driven by goals, and they're, I don't know, like, you get where I'm going? Like, some
I
women don't
do.
want all of that.
I do. And to that I say, so at the like literally the last part of my blog, if you're new here, go to labelmelegal.com/blog. That's where it's the one we're talking about today is having it all, as you can see.
Give a little
Um,
bit more, Dash. Like, what, like, read, I guess, give a little bit more. Read just a little.
that's what I was about to do, but I needed to
Okay,
talk
sorry.
about what I was reading from first. So labelmelegal.com for those of you who are
Messed her
new.
up.
What you say, Maya?
Sorry, I was just having an outburst that I was about to mess you up.
so labelmelegal.com for those of you that are new is where you can go read the blog. Click on blog. There's one up tonight that we're going to talk about next Monday, but the one we're talking about tonight is called Having It All. Basically, what I'm trying to get to the bottom of is there are several women like in this scenario, right? There's the women who, like in the past, who just did it. They didn't necessarily have it all, maybe, depending on the standards. And when we say have it all, we're talking about like lead at work and still kill it at home. Because you have to do this gymnastics at home where you have like you still look great and you don't let yourself go, but you're managing the kids, you're keeping the household clean and not a nasty mess. You're making sure people are fed and the groceries are stocked, but then also at work, you're available, you're killing it there, and you're climbing the ladder. And so there are women who just did it. Like they just did what they had to do. They woke up before everybody, they went to work, came home, cooked. Like they didn't have this discussion about it. And then there's the women who talk about work-life balance. Um, and they're told to prioritize themselves, choose peace, don't overextend yourself, say no, and all of this stuff. And then there's the discussion about married women where you have two incomes, but I've seen plenty of women talk about how it's two incomes, but they're functionally single. Some of them talk about it, some of them joke about it and not realize they're saying that. I don't think they realize it. But basically, they're handling everything on their own, even though they're in a marriage. All the man has to do is worry about work. So then there's the women who say, like I was talking about, Emily or Emma Greed, who says, pick one. Like you know that's a myth. You can't have it all. Something's going to drop. It's just not possible. So I'm the question is, so what is it? What are people saying out there? What is the truth? And what Maya just said, what I said at the end was the myth of having it all isn't that women are incapable. It's that the system quietly assumes that we will absorb whatever is left over, meaning all the duties. And maybe this generation's real legacy isn't proving we can do it all. As Maya said, what if we don't want to do it all? That's not having it all to some of us. Maybe it's finally deciding we just don't have to. That's the end.
I feel like one thing that stood out to me is you had said in the blog, there is no grass greener, there's just different soil. And like, I think for me, when I was reading that, I was like, I don't know, that kind of hit me hard, because what I need to determine what is having it all. Like, is it entrepreneurship? Is it growing in the corporate world? Like, determine what's having it all first, and then like we can dissect. That's why I asked that question, like what is having it all?
Okay,
Because
so I answered it, but
right,
I think the answer to your question is, I think you're making a point right now, is everybody needs to determine what having it all
right,
is.
yeah, and that's what I was getting out of that part. Really the whole blog, like we can look at somebody else who's a stay-at-home mom and being able to kind of do whatever she wants, but really that stay-at-home mom is suffering inside. Or we can look at the mom that's married with a good corporate job and moving up in her career, but she's suffering inside because she want to do something. Like it can be, you don't really know what people true stories are, and I think social media kind of make it even harder just because like you see the glorified life, but you don't really deeply like see what goes on behind all of that.
Yeah, there's actually a creator that I was watching, and I've never really kind of cared, but I kind of want to see like what's the real story behind her. So she um created this multi-million dollar business. She is a single mom now. She was actually married. But I think before she blew up or something like that, like when she had first had her kid, actually, I think she caught her husband cheating and ended up divorcing him and all this other stuff. Then was like, I got to figure it out. And she created courses on like social media, different things like that. And she created like, how to bulk Instagram reels or whatever, stuff like that. And she blew up. And she now has a multi-million dollar business, and she doesn't really seem like she's pretty transparent. Actually, she doesn't really seem like much of a gatekeeper. Like she'll literally put her financial report so you can see how much she makes, and then she explains where it
Hmm.
goes. And then the problem is, though, I guess not the problem, but the question is, she kind of makes a point that she's running this business, but she did it for her child. So she created a system so that the system works for her. And she does have employees, maybe like seven, but most of her time is spent with her child. And she's kind of telling women, you can have like a multi-million dollar business that you're running that runs itself and spend time with your child. Like her whole shtick is that she is, picture a stay-at-home mom, because that's what she was before. She's a stay-at-home mom. She just happens to have a multi-million dollar business. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I get systems, but is that a thing? Because
Hmm.
they're like, I feel like some of your explanation was like, oh, um, the stay at home mom is suffering in silence. Maybe not. Everybody ain't suffering. Or the corporate
Right.
woman who's suffering in silence. Maybe not. Maybe she's enjoying being corporate, but she actually doesn't enjoy being at home, or she drops the ball there and she is not guilty about it, like most moms talk about. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, I don't know. It made me think about that. It made me ask the question.
Let me. Keon needs to be accepted. One. Two. Mom said, "What determines having it all to one person isn't necessarily the same to others." She said, "Each its own. That's the stay-at-home mom has vices just like the working mom." Kenny said, "I don't think having it all is a thing. It's very subjective. It's always the folks in the outside looking in that makes the judgment about people.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the person that they are referring to doesn't see it the same way. It's almost never a self-proclaimed thing."
Mm-hmm.
Mom said, "We
That's a
choose
good
our
point.
vices. Choose what's acceptable to you. You choose what you desire in life and seek that. However, whatever you choose, you still will have issues. No one's life is perfect. There's just different avenues one seek."
Yeah.
I also I wonder like when women are chasing having it all, like are we chasing our true dreams or society's expectations? Because I feel
Ooh.
like I really had to ask myself that question. Like Real talk. Like, what is having it all? And then once I get there, then what? It's just gonna be another a moving target, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
Hi, Keon.
Keon, you look great.
We
Uh,
can't hear you,
you
but
muted.
talking about thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Key,
um.
Key, do we need to catch you up?
No, I heard. I've been here. I was just sitting in the guest room.
Oh, my bad.
Not the guest room.
So, I don't know. It is an individual journey, but the point of the discussion is whether you truly believe. Okay, let's go with one scenario. If having it all, which is what we're people are generally, that's what they're talking about when they're talking about the career and the home life, right? Making sure you work out, body's right, all these other things. Is that realistic? Is that something that you can actually have? Can you climb up the corporate ladder, but also, like, maybe you got a nanny and you do give your child a lot of care, but you do have a lot of help too? Um, like, can you have that, or is one ball gonna drop?
I think having it all is a very personal definition.
Mm-hmm.
But with having it all, it's gonna come at the price of some joy,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and I think that's where we sometimes create like the imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be like a fairy tale walk to achieve it all, and even when you get it all, it's honestly not gonna feel like enough. Even though you got it, you still gonna have that hunger for more. I think the missing piece is the balance.
What do you mean by?
And huh?
Can you hear me?
I'm listening.
Can you hear me?
I can't. I can't hear her. What she said?
Oh, can you hear me?
I hear you now.
What do you mean by balance? The balance is missing.
The balance between your definition of having it all, or then the balance in the roles you play in your life, because we wear many hats playing many roles on top of trying to have the definition of our all. So you
Hmm.
got to balance the two. You got to balance the mommy hat. You got to balance the wife hat on top of still maintaining a sense of you. Like I don't. I think sometimes like women get very tunnel vision on being so nurturing that they excuse me that they will forget excuse me to
Hmm.
like they doubt self so much that they forget to choose them. Like
Mm-hmm.
of course you marry your husband, you choose him over and over, yeah. But at some point you get in these roles, these mommy roles, these wife roles, and you sometimes lose that sense of acknowledging like I'm no longer choosing me.
So,
Like,
for,
are you saying like that they're forgetting because they are in those roles, they're forgetting to choose themselves, or like because they're having so many different hats, like
I
it
think
just
it's like
goes.
tunnel. I think it's like because they're so nurturing and so giving, um, they put others first. That's what they put their kids first. They put their husband first. That they get so used to being like the least considered in the equation that it becomes a norm, and I'm no longer
Hmm.
choosing me anymore.
okay, but I definitely understand that, and I
Mom
feel
said,
like
"I
that's
feel
what
like
we
I
talk.
have it all. No, it's not perfect, but what I have is what I've worked for, and I'm fine with my so-called have it all. Like this good I have. I'm not going to sit here and blame it on having kids, but yeah, you jokers kicked it off. The other part of me is all me, and I own that. So my have it all doesn't include that perfect body, but I'm happy with my life. She said, this have it all is a very broad, subjective subject.
I feel like um I get like the have it all thing. Like, I get what you're saying, Key, about women choosing themselves. But there, there are, that's what everybody talks about, but there are real situations where women are not like forgetting to choose themselves. Women are, I mean, let me hear from some other women, but some of us are not forgetting to choose ourselves. We want to choose ourselves. The problem is when you have to, as a woman, no one is, when you realize no one is coming to save you and you have to do everything yourself, and you got to do what you got to do because ain't nobody coming to fix it for you. It's not that you're not choosing yourself. There is no balance because there can be no balance because your job doesn't allow you to take a balance. You lose money and you already don't have any money. So then you have to you figure out a way to take care of your kids. And when it's just you taking care of your kids, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's not a situation where we're not choosing ourselves. Sometimes we kind of get backed up in a corner to where I can't choose me. Like, this tiny human being can't take care of themselves and ain't nobody else coming to do it. You see what I'm saying?
Right, and it can go on for decades. That's what I'm saying. It's like that mentality and just that setting can go on for decades.
I also think that sometimes like we want too much. Are we trying to like Keon, you mentioned wearing many hats. Sometimes I feel I don't even have kids, but sometimes I feel like we trying to meet too many expectations at once and then it starts to become a mental load that we putting on ourselves. That's how I feel. But also it's kind of different now because back in the day our grandparents would our grandmothers would be in charge of the housekeeping and taking care of the kids and they
Right.
didn't really have to worry about working and stuff like that. But also the economy wasn't in shambles like it is now.
Right.
So it's different how we have to carry a load versus how what load they had to carry. Because
Okay.
now we're not only we are doing still doing that just because we're just nurturing species anyways, but now we're having to add on top our career goals and our personal goals and our health goals and it's just a lot at once.
Okay. So I feel like that's true. But maybe let's break this down because everybody knows what it is to be a mom, whether you wanted to be one, whether you studied up on it, like you innately figure it out. You gotta take care of a tiny human being, keep them alive, do what you're supposed to do, right? We all know the basics of that. We all know the basics of what you got to do with work because depending on your job, you got to do what you got to do at work. I guess the real question is when it comes to being a mom, when it comes to working, that's clear. But what is this being a wife title? What is that? Like,
What you
I,
mean?
I genuinely for the what does it mean? And I really want to hear from other people. What does it mean? And I don't want to know what is a man looking for because he's looking for a gleeful slave. I'm trying to figure out what does it mean. What does it mean to women to be a wife? Like, because I feel like a long time ago people would have said, "Oh, it's you do the cooking, you do the cleaning." Like, is it? What's wrong with your arms? Why you
And I
ain't
want
on
to hear
YouTube?
other women who is on here.
Yeah.
What are y'all opinions
and and
about that?
and I feel like, and I don't care to hear it just from married women. Like, as a single person, Have you thought about this? Because there are some people who you're just because you're not married doesn't mean you haven't thought about it. You might have a better grasp than I do. Some people get into marriage all the time and have no idea what that title means.
You know what just came to my mind?
What?
S- Um, I think I think two things. Um, I'm trying to see how to word this. Our identity can be intertwined with having it all, and we can also lose our identity in having
Having
it
it
all.
all.
That's similar to what I was saying.
Mm-hmm. Like
I didn't
losing
get
it.
that, but I get it now. Sorry.
Okay, have y'all thought about that though? Like, and I don't want to say what it means to be a wife. I want to broaden it. Like, what does it mean to be the chosen partner to another grown adult? I really feel like we should take wife out of it because I feel like that puts certain stigmas on you that somebody feels like you should do. But what does it mean to be the
No, I'm
partner for?
thinking. I
Huh?
think when you do that, it put like, let me go to the Bible and see what God said the definition of a wife supposed to be. Like I feel like that's what it puts on it is.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I said take out wife and I said the chosen partner because the same you hear the same thing over and over about the wife like oh submit to your husband and all that like no what are the things like what does it actually mean? Is it defined? Is it something you can define or does it depend on what your partner wants? And if so, why?
I think
What
I think it's choosing to be like the person who takes that space of just like support for you, like in just a deeper meaning. Like and to me that looks like different in various ways. It's a person that like not only financially support you, emotionally support you, spiritually support you. I feel like it's a person that gets in the of the wellness realm with me, and you care about my wellness just as much as I care about yours, and it's more of a balance of just like I have this person in my life to support me for the rest of my life. Like we get locked in. It's not just like a oh we kind of locked in. Like no, like I'm gonna support you through whatever, through thick and thin. I feel like it's a guaranteed support system. That's what it's supposed to look like to me. It's a guaranteed support system in every way possible.
I feel like that's a really good answer, Keon. Um, yeah, but and I feel I wish more people. I wish we could define it to where it's like the chosen partner for another adult, and then stick with a guaranteed support system because what I feel like we're used to hearing is like wifely duties like cleaning and cooking and making sure you still look attractive. Like,
Shalina said, I think it should be a partnership, but it's unique to the individuals. I seen a comment from, is it Shaniqua? I didn't get to read the whole thing.
um,
Uh, do
I
y'all
don't
see
see
that
it.
on Facebook?
Mm-mm. No, Shaniqua, if you made a comment, can you repost
Yeah, I
it?
can't see it at all.
Because I don't see it either.
Um, must said a helpmate. Supportive person wholeheartedly.
I think it says something like she would support her partner in all areas and push him to be the best version of themselves, or something under that, like the most the most 100 support system you can think of. I think that's what it is. Oh, she added something to it.
She said, for me, it's supporting my partners in all areas of his life, pushing him to be the best person that he can be. Our roles are very different. I am not the stay at home type of wife. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the
Absolutely.
roles can change. I think roles can change depending on the day. Like when people like it's a 50-50 thing, sometimes you may not have 50.
Right,
Sometimes
right,
you only got 20.
right.
And it can't
Depending
be.
on the circumstance.
Yeah, and that's why that person has to be like the chosen person. I feel like should be the most supportive person for you. And I feel like sometimes in dating, people get so stuck on what a person can do for them that they forget to acknowledge how are they showing up for me. Or they,
Right.
because a lot of girls can be wowed by someone showing up for them with monetary things, like especially like the new age Instagram girls, like monetary support, monetary acknowledgement, trips. That is being defined as, oh, you love me now, or and that's not reality. Like, yeah, that's usually not. Sometimes that could be almost a distraction in some situations, but it's just really not like reality that the person shows up to you monetarily. But spiritually, do they show up for you? Emotionally, do they show up for you? Like, how do they show up for you?
Right, because if something happens to that money, how else will they show up for you? Will they be able to show up for you, or will they be so used to only showing up for you with money that they focus on that and drop all the other balls? And
Right.
by then, if that happens, do you still care if they even got the money? Do you? Because that's not the only reason why you got with a person, or I don't know, or maybe it is.
Mom said roles can definitely change. I know couples where the man does all the cooking, cleaning, and shopping, and the wife is more of the disciplinarian. But you asked the question at the end, day. She said, if you're single, what do married women understand about your freedom? And if you're a mother, what is the invincible labor no one sees?
What
So
do
what
married people understand about your freedom?
if you're single, what do married women misunderstand about your freedom?
You're single. What do married women misunderstand about your freedom? I don't know if they misunderstand it. Some women will get to a point where like I need more married friends that they can
Yeah.
relate to. So sometimes your freedom may come with where you are in situations and environments that sometimes married women feel like they want to set a boundary out of respect for their marriage. And so I think sometimes like that understanding is just a little bit like different when you just hear like a lot married women like I need more married friends, or like stuff like that, like they want to do more things with married couples. And um I mean it kind of like it throw me off a little bit. Like I feel like you should be able to do stuff with married couples and single people and still be able to have your boundaries. But I don't know if it's a bonding thing for them or just we all married, so we all act this way married. But that's the new young married generation that demonstrate this behavior. Even people in relationships sometimes like I need to be around more people in relationships. Like we need to go on double dates. And I never really understood like why that environment was so important to people. Like, can you not just have your friends and you still respect your marriage, or like what is it with that?
I think people also feel like single people, like being single equates to being free because they get to choose what they want to do and just take risks that they and don't have to think about nobody else, but you also have to take full responsibility. You don't have nobody to lean on or um you know s- like you would if you was in a relationship or married or something like that. So I think that's a one of the things that gets misunderstood um with single people.
Okay,
Sh- Hey
I
Shaniqua
I
or
have
Mookie.
a question on that. I'm gonna answer Keon's though. Keon, to answer yours, I actually I'm not gonna answer it because I actually don't know the answer because I'm not that girl. I have I
You
have
know
single
what, girl?
that what Keon was talking about. She never understood like people saying like I need more couples in a relationship or married friends or whatever. And I do have married friends here actually quite a few, but every time we talk about getting the guys together, we never actually do it because quite frankly, guys kind of on their own thing. They already they not finna calendar a schedule or hey let's meet up. They not doing none of that. It's the women who doing it. So we would have to work with them, and by the time we get together we just want to get together with each other. We don't actually, especially if you have a kid, like you just sometimes you just want to have a girl time or whatever. You don't actually have time to get together with like the guys too and do double dates. I have been on double dates with married couples, and they're interesting and fun to hear how everybody else is doing and their issues or laugh about stuff. But I don't know. I really don't. I don't get that either because unless you have friends that are just not respecting where you are in life and just being scrupulous, I don't really know how um, people. I don't know why people say that. But Maya, my thing to you is you said okay. Say what you said again.
Dang. I said I said people equate being single to like having more freedom and being
Okay.
able to take risks and stuff.
So I have a question to that because is it not free? Like here's my question. That's not my question. My question is: would you rather be in crap all by yourself that you got yourself in that you have to dig yourself out of, or because a lot of people like to do the fairy tale version of would you rather be in crap together and y'all both no? Would you rather be in crap because somebody else's choices and now you got to dig up out of it?
No.
Which one?
Would I rather be in crap or would I rather have choices?
No. So, as a single person, you're responsible for yourself, like you said. So, if you
Mhm.
are in some mess or you got to dig yourself out, nobody's coming to save you. You got to figure it out on your own, right?
Mhm.
And that's not, it looks like freedom, but you don't have anybody, blah, blah, blah. But what if you got into some mess and it's of your own choices and now you got to dig yourself out? You don't have anybody to help, but you also did it to yourself. On the other hand, you are think about the people on like Real Housewives or whatever that have gone to
Mhm.
jail or their families are embarrassed because of what the other person did.
Yeah, I'd rather dig myself out of it. That's not
Freedom.
really the same thing I was saying. That's
I
no.
know it's
That is completely different. You tried to make a point.
I know it's
It,
not, but still, you got to think about those things too because those
yeah,
things
if
are a
I
possibility.
yes, and if they a possibility and that's the first thing I'm thinking about, then you are not a possibility. So,
It's not that that's what
anyways,
you're thinking about. Hold on. Carlos said single women keep other single women single. In my opinion, a married woman shouldn't always hang around single women. Okay, I hear you, but I need you to, and I appreciate your comment. I need you to elaborate on that because I have seen examples of how single women keep other single women single because their perspectives don't be making sense sometimes. But
mm-hmm.
also, you said in your opinion, a married woman shouldn't always hang around single women. I also understand that, but to me, there's context because what you laughing at, Maya?
Malik said, yeah, you went off on a whim. Yeah, go
It's a
ahead, sorry.
reality. Y'all need to stop. Anyway, I also want to know, Carlos, like, why do you think married women shouldn't always hang around single women? Like, oh, he said, bring me on. You got to get on TikTok.
Yeah, come on,
Come on
Carlos.
TikTok, DIY
Maya, read the
lawyer.
comments before he
Yeah, I'm
goes
about
on.
to. Let me go back. Mookie said to me, it's not about having married friends. It's about having people around me that support me regardless. That part. Mom said, I think single women misunderstand married women. They think a married woman can't do things without their partner or can't have single friends. And that drives me insane. That's annoying. I don't care if Mookie said, I don't care if you married or single. I want to hang out, okay? Right.
No, for real. If you got good energy and you cool, like if you it's the DIY lawyer. I'm gonna put it in here.
Sometimes I just be annoyed because like some single people be making it seem like, oh yeah, single where it's that I get to do what I want. Like I don't. Okay, I'm cool. Like what you try to get to? Nita said that's true, Key. That happens. Married couples want to hang out more with married couples. They don't tend to want a third wheel sitting across the table.
But that's the thing. I get married couples want to hang out with married couples, but we talking about like married women because um married couples will find other married couples to hang out with when they find the time. All them schedules you gotta get together, that's four people. But married women want to hang out with single women if you got a cool vibe and you ain't on that nonsense.
Married women don't care if they. You saying married women want to hang with single women?
It's not
Cause not
about.
all.
It's like what Shaniqua said. It's not about married women wanting to hang with single women. If you are cool and you just so happen to be single,
Right.
then I want to kick it with you.
Mom said, "Oh, ladies, I've had conversations with a couple of ladies that love being in relationships with married men. They both have said because they don't have to meet the married woman status, they can pick and choose when they want to see him." Um, I just seen Dave's face and I got confused. Wait a minute.
You
They
saw
can
me
pick and
what?
choose. I just seen your face. They can pick and choose when they want to see him, and they still get the material things on top of having relationships when they want. That was an interesting combo to say the least.
Okay. I just accepted Carlos. I think he finna come up. I'm pretty sure.
Shalina said, I think it should be a partnership, but it's unique to the individuals.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, hey Carlos.
Hey,
What's
Carlos.
up? I don't know if y'all can see me or not. Hold on.
We can't see you. We can hear you,
I,
but
hold on. Hold on. This is my first time getting on TikTok, so
you
I'm good.
good. You good. You take your time. I'm
You,
trying to remember what you just
you
said,
should be able
Maya.
to click your video. Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. But we see your shoes.
Now we see your shoes, Carlos. What you doing?
There we go.
Okay,
There
we
you
see
go.
you now.
Oh, all right. So what? That's an interesting topic I have. I say I'm not married, but when I do get married, I really think single women keep other single women single. I seen it. I seen it.
Okay, give us examples of that.
Um, Example, like what was that? I say about 6 months ago. I was at this wine bar and there was a lady at the bar. And if it's a group of ladies and I see one lady in particular that I want to talk to, I won't talk to that lady within the group.
Yeah.
I will wait till she go to the bathroom and walk off with her group because I seen it before. Like I came to a woman while she was with her other female friends. I don't know, I don't know they background if they married, they single, but they was hating on me. They was like, "Oh, she has someone," and I'm like, "Look, I'm over 30 some years old, and this is a 25 and up establishment. This woman can tell me if she's interested or not. You don't have to do this."
Right.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so what I notice is be the ugly ones in the group.
Okay.
Be the ugly ones in the group that they ain't got no talks all night. So I already know how it is. So when I see it, and it happened to me a bunch of times. Other women keep other women single. As me, if I was to get married, when I get married, I mean, is I can't govern my wife's friends and if they single, if they married. But if my wife is always hanging around other single women, that's gonna be a problem for me because to make a marriage more, I guess, let's say we having like differences in our marriage, or she had a friend that's been married 20 years. I'd rather for her to go around her friend that's been married 20 years to get insight to how to keep that bond stronger, especially if women been married 5-10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that right there would get her insight on how to keep her marriage strong because she's coming from a 20, her friend is coming, her friend is from a 20-year marriage. And you
Okay.
can see you can see back in the day when grandpa and grandma, they used to have house parties. They used to be around people that was married. They really never hung around single people like that. But back in the day, more people was married though.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate your perspective, Carlos. Thank you. Like we need a male perspective, so y'all chime
Mhm.
And
in.
like I said, I always say
So
I'm not married, so I'm not trying to give advice to married people because I'm not married. I
I
just want
I
to put
feel
that.
like I genuinely feel like if you're alive and breathing, you should be able to learn from anybody.
Okay,
It
I
doesn't
like how you
matter
put
what
that.
kind of title you have. Like I have literally been learning real life lessons from Disney movies, watching them with my child. So it doesn't matter. So here's the thing. Here's what I want to because I feel you on what you're saying. I want to know a couple things. I want to break down. One, I want to know from other men because I heard about this whole not approaching women in groups, and I completely feel that. I actually have some friends now who go to bars by themselves because they walk away, women snickering and laughing. It's just like it doesn't matter how confident you are. Nobody wants to feel that. I don't know why you in this group anyway. Like you anyway. So I feel that, but I want to give you a little bit of perspective because if you get married, right?
Okay.
Y'all both been single. Like even for me, I may know married people from work, but how am I all of a sudden gonna get some married friends?
Yeah, when you get married,
Where
things
am I
change.
get them at? But what things change? Like, okay, even using my life,
Okay.
what changed is having a child
Okay.
because then I got around. I still saw single people, but I with children. But I also got around families and women and married couples with kids. But
Okay.
before I had my child and I was married, I'm not meeting a bunch of married people just because all of a sudden I'm married. I don't even know. I'm not moving different. I'm not out here, giving out my number and going to bars. And I'm just not the type of person that was doing that anyway like that. But the places that I go, the library, the grocery store, wherever I'm seeing people, I'm not moving different to meet married women. I'm still going to church, but that doesn't mean that I'm running into married women. So I don't know how I'm supposed to just all of a sudden pick up these married friends and have this. difference. Like if I'm the first of my girlfriends that get married, and then you saying like, man, we're a year two in, and you saying, man, you still hanging out with all these single women? Like that's all I know. What you talking about?
So a
They
question.
ain't putting me on nonsense. What's wrong?
So you say you're a mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's say none of your friends had children.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it'd be easier for you to learn how to be a mother with other women who had children and who can give you perspective of, hey, you get this baby a warm bath, or hey, at this time, hey, you have to get this baby a nap. You know what I'm saying? Like that's insight and that's learning. So my friend, I know a lot of my friends who were single, now they married, and it's crazy. And I understand what you're saying, but now when they take vacations, it's always they going to another wedding or they going on vacation with other married people. It's nothing like, oh, I got a single person there. Me being single, and let's say you and your husband, are all the women on this panel have husband. They like, hey, Carlos, you want to come? I'm like, everybody get married. I don't think I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna feel some type of way. It's just
Right.
like everybody married. I'm the single person. They're
Right.
like, "God," like you gonna feel that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
not, and I know both. And I know all you women on here very well. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel comfortable being around you. But after that title, it's just like I need to get me a wife now. Shit, hey, I try next year.
Yeah. I feel you. I just even for when I had my child, she had a nanny for the first 2 years.
Okay, that's a blessing.
I'm not around other women. And
Hmm.
even being around other women now, it doesn't really help because sis is a whole individual and it's another ball game over here. I don't even have even I know moms now, but I don't have questions to ask. Like,
Hmm.
some people offer unsolicited advice or whatever, but I don't know. I feel you on what you're saying. I just want you to, when you get married, keep an open mind about the type of friends. Look at the quality
Oh yeah.
because I have some single women who move like married women because they ready to be a married woman. You see what I'm saying? And it would be unfair for you to be like, man, you hang out with all these single women. Yes, but they're part of the single women church group that looking to be married. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You say not the church group. I
Because
mean,
honestly, that's the only place I've seen those kind of groups. They don't
you
have
see
just
that
random meetups
you
for.
see that video that went viral where that church had a singles night. The girl thought it was only 500 singles, but the pastor said it was almost 1,100 single women in there, and it was
Oh man.
No, I haven't
yeah,
seen
it
it.
went viral. So she was like, oh, she had a whole spiel. She was like, what is this the world we living in? But I guess
Dang.
this church, I don't know where the lady was from, but it was a church that had a singles event.
Yeah.
And then none of the men came out.
Oh
It
Man,
was
that's
dang.
sad.
it was nothing but single ladies in there. There was over thousands of
You making
single
me think
ladies.
about something. My church had a single event, and I
Okay.
really want to know. Now I gotta ask who showed up, cause it is a lot more. That
Hey,
is the
that
world we live in, though. It's a lot more women than men.
it's always
Mm,
been like that though.
Yeah.
It's always
yeah.
been like that. I
I
mean,
do feel like it's. Oh, go ahead.
most universities is like, of course, my university I went to, it was the inverse, but most big universities, the women outnumber the men. It's like 10 women to one man. Of course, when I went to engineering school, it was 8 men to one girl. So
Yeah.
I seen the women have their pickings.
Right. Yeah. But that's because you were in an engineering school, and yeah. Okay.
But
I
go
feel.
Hmm.
ahead, Mom. I'm sorry, cut you
I
off.
was just saying, like, I feel like it is easier to talk to um like that doesn't mean I only hang out with married or not married, but people in relationships or married women. I hang out with single women too, but I do feel like at this stage it's easier to talk to women that's in relationships just because that's where I'm at. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I can still talk to my single friends. I can still hang out with my single friends. It's just different conversations.
Yeah,
Like it
That's
shouldn't
a
be
good
but
looked
point.
at. Yeah,
but
it
as a
should
But
be.
I
man,
think I think like for me the problem is like looking for insight within a relationship, like
Yeah.
to
We ain't
validate.
finna do
Because
that.
honestly, you just going to have these friends with these similarities to validate your thoughts and opinions, and it's just like for the type of partner I want, I don't want to need the insight of your
Right.
single friend, your married friend. Like, if we can't have that relationship and bond where we are like very transparent with each other, hey, you getting on my nerves today. Like, sit down. If we can't talk to each other like that, I just feel like it's such a generic like we should it ain't real enough for me, like, because I don't feel like I can go and get the insight of my friend that's in this relationship when I know how y'all relationship go, and it don't look like my relationship. It look like your relationship, and
Yeah.
mine ain't built off of that. Mine is built off of this. So that's why I think like having, whether a woman got married friends, single friends, like you should be so 10 toes with your person where your friends don't matter. Just don't have a hater around us. Like
Right.
that should be the thing. Like, don't have nobody around that's gonna talk bad about me are gonna give you any type of negative energy. In general, that person shouldn't be around, because if the only insight you give it is in a relationship because I'm married, well, this how we did it. I can ask my mama and daddy. It's so many people way before me that I know who have successful lives and marriages before I get to my friend.
Back in the day, your mom and dad been married. That's the big difference. That's why you can ask, because they have history of marriage. They have experience. So when you go through that hardship, with your partner or with your, like me as a man, I can tell you now, if I wouldn't want, like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I can't govern my wife friendship, but I wouldn't want my wife to always hang around single women. Like, it's not going to look right. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I would have a problem with that. Like, why are you always going to hang around with Keisha? God dang, where her man at? You know what I'm saying? Why, you know what I'm saying? Bring them over here. Like, I would have a problem with that. And like I said, me, I can't govern that, because, like I said, I'm not saying when you get married, you automatically going to change. You know what I'm saying? You're going to change your surroundings. You're going to change your back. Like, it's going to happen. But you said what you said because your mom and dad was married. Am I right or wrong?
And I feel like my mom and dad was married, and I watched them be friends more than I watched this relationship dynamic of my mom. I saw their friendship. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was brought up in seeing their friendship more than like the all that intimacy and all that. I saw my parents laugh together. I saw them be friends. And to me, I feel like for what I want in life, like I feel like that's important. Like, if you got your homegirl around and she a single homegirl who brings, oh, y'all always got to go out, y'all always trying to get a man to do stuff. Yeah, that's how y'all roll. Okay, now I'm saying, why is you always with that friend? Like, let's find a better friend to hang out with. But just on the definition of her being a single lady, I would never try to, I don't think I would ever be like too into the friendships. Like, I think that's too, I feel like those two need
Yeah.
to be separated. Like, because you do need to have your people that can give you whatever you need when I'm not able to give you that, because I'm not always gonna be able to want to hear about these little catty things you got going on in life. And then maybe that single Keisha that holds that place for me, let her hold it, but don't let her hate on me. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't let
Right.
her hate on
Right.
us. Don't let her break us down. And that's when it get like single people don't need to be friends with married people, because if you don't love me enough to respect my marriage, you ain't a friend.
Right. I think
Yeah.
That's
that's a
me.
Look what you
huge
just said.
point,
That's a
Yeah.
powerful
Keon.
statement you just said.
Right. Keon clapping
That's a
out
powerful
here.
statement. Look what you just said. Look. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think for like that's a really big point. I think for people listening, single or married, you really need to hone into that point, because when you are, and I don't even want to say married, when you're in a relationship, if you are like an actual relationship that you're trying to cultivate and continue, the person that you're in a relationship with is the cause and the cure, because you need to be able to go to that person to say, yeah, you got on my nerves today. I did have an attitude. I feel like when you did this, I did this. You need to at the end of the day, that's who you need to be able to say it to. The other stuff is just venting and wanting to say it at the time or any kind of way, which you might want to holler at a therapist and do that with your therapist. But like to go to another friend or even a married friend, or like me and my married friend, we ain't coming to each other about, we might get advice on like how to deal with, like, why am I the only one cleaning this kitchen? What did you do to like calm yourself down, or to like try to ignore it, or like we come with tips like that because we're both married and the goal is to make it work, and we're trying to find ways around, like, I'm not your mom, but also I'm not finna be Molly the maid either. But at the end
It's
of the day, when you actually have something going on in your relationship, like that's, and I think that's what Carlos is talking about, like being able to go to someone for that stuff versus a single person sometimes explain, like they don't get it. And they're like, girl, you doing what? And the reaction is insane. It's complete. It doesn't make sense. It's coming from somebody who, and that's why you got to know your friends and know who you're talking to and stuff like that. But you really shouldn't be going to, number one, a lot of people about anything in your marriage, even if it's
Oh,
an
yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
You really want to cultivate that communication with that other person, and you really want to work on that. But let me go to these comments because Shalina.
Um, Dave, Shaniqua is trying to join and input
Oh,
too.
okay, hold on. Let me go because Shalina made some comments.
Yeah.
Shalina said, "Friends are friends. You don't have to change them because you elevate in status." That's true. If you have to change friends because you're married or single, you need to choose your friends well. And that's what Keon was saying. Like, really, if you have to change friends, and that's not always the case, because sometimes you realize when you have certain friends and then your life changes, that person never saw you in this particular season of your life, and they're not adjusting to it to be a friend in that season. So it's not that they were a bad friend or that they were a friend that like you should have chose your friends better. It's that they were not the friend to carry to this part of your life because they didn't adjust, they didn't respect it, etc.
Right.
Bree said, Shay,
Yeah.
you're exactly right. I can definitely agree with this.
Yeah.
Okay, who Shaniqua, right?
Shaniqua. Yeah. Thanks,
All right,
Carlos,
thanks,
for
Carlos.
joining.
Come back though, cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
we need male opinions out here. Thank you for
I'll
providing it.
be I've been watching our show for like the last 3 weeks.
Oh, thank you. Come
Thank
back.
you.
Yep. Well,
Y'all have a good one. It was good.
anytime you gotta come up, just let us know. Meet us
All
on
right,
TikTok.
y'all have a good night, pretty ladies.
Bye.
All right.
All right.
Carlos, you sound 80, but okay.
You say I sound 80?
Carlos said, pretty ladies.
Alright, how I make turn my camera on?
Hey,
Here we go.
girl.
Hey,
Hey.
girl. Hey.
Hey, Mookie.
What? Okay, here we go. So, there we go. Hey, y'all. This is a really good topic.
Thank you.
And I had said when he was like he didn't want that was a good perspective, Carlos. Good
Yeah.
job. But I have to disagree when you said you don't want your wife hanging around her single friends. And I only say that because I just got married in 2023 and I have so many friends and all of them were single but one.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I got married, it was like I can't like stop hanging out with my friends. These people know me to the core and depths of me.
Mm-hmm.
And for me to just like, I can't hang out with y'all no more. I got to go find me some married friends. And my husband, he had married friends. And so I started, going on trips with them and hanging with them. But I also ain't finna let go of my girls
Yeah.
because like they know me. They pray for me. They ride or dies. And I was always hanging out with them. Even when I got married, I couldn't stop because I got married. But like you said, Keon, your people have to respect your marriage. Like when we go out, everybody's going out with integrity
Right.
and acting like a grown woman. You wouldn't know who's single and who married unless you look at the ring
Exactly.
because we're not out clowning.
Right.
Yeah.
I just
That's
feel like
exactly
no,
what I was
no.
talking about. Go ahead, Maya.
Oh, my bad. Um, I appreciate Carlos' opinion, but if Dion come to me and say you can't hang with single friends, I'm gonna be like, "Is you cool?" Because that
Is you
just
over some?
sounds
Is it
like
crack that you
so
smoking?
insecure. Like, no,
Oh.
you're not finna tell me who I can and can't hang out
Mm-mm.
with, especially if they're not like making me feel some type of way about my marriage or you know what I mean, or my relationship or something like that.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, we all grown and
We
it's all
the choices we make is our
it's
choices.
your
Right.
choice. It's up to you. Yeah. Yeah, I
Maya
agree.
said, "Is you cool?" I mean, but
It
Shaniqua
is
is
it right.
Shaniqua was the exact example that I was talking about. Like you know, you. First of all, we not finna get to the altar and all of a sudden you ain't know who my friends were. What's wrong with you?
Because if you let them change you in that aspect, then what else are
Right.
they gonna try to change
Yeah, yeah.
on down the line? And I mean, I invite my husband. You want to go? Like even when I came to see Keon in Atlanta, like we went to see his friends, but I want to see my homegirl too. Is you going or is you ain't?
Right.
uh-uh. Shalita said, but those should be conversations before marriage. You can accept or move on. Exactly. Like
Right.
you ain't no way we get to through the marriage, the whole thing. We married now, been married for a year or two, and all of a
Like you knew
sudden,
my best friend was Kiki.
right? You
Right.
you talking about you still hanging out with Keisha? Yes.
Right.
Where's she
But
going?
also
And
on
stuff
the
like
flip
that be kind
side,
of weird sometimes too.
you said
Yeah.
what? Who is?
I feel like stuff like that be kind of weird
Yeah.
sometimes when men have a hard on or like about the best friend. It just sometimes it can get weird. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
why you so mad at Kiki? Why I can't hang
Yeah.
Right.
with Kiki?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also feel like I don't want to if I have friends with friends that's in relationships, I don't want to talk about relationship stuff. Like I came to hang out with my friend. I
Yes.
did not come to talk about my relationship or your relationship. Like, yeah,
Or them
let's stop
kids.
all that.
Yeah.
Or
No,
the
for real. Or
kids,
the
Mm-mm.
kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's another
no,
thing. Like single with single friends, I don't have to. I don't. I don't always want to hear about your kid. Just because I got a kid, don't mean I want to talk about kids.
Right.
Sometimes I just want to. Sometimes with single women without kids, it's easier to just be a homegirl because I don't have to worry about you bringing up the kids or the guy or well, some of these homegirls that's all they want to talk about. But
yeah,
I don't have to worry about the kid conversation or feeling like I have to share, what's going on with my kid or pictures. I mean, sometimes I just want to. Maybe I want to just share like the cute outfit I had on the other day, not a Lunny. Like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I just want to be like the individual. And sometimes when you're around moms or wives, you are the individual, but then they got to ask about how's it going, but then they got to ask about the kid, and it's kind and it's cool, but I feel like women especially feel like they got to ask about all of it, and I don't want to talk about that.
right. Sometimes I just came to you is to escape, and you talking about how's Shabuzi over here. Like, no, that's not what we about to talk about. We good. Let's
Skip the
move
small
along.
talk.
Yeah.
Shabuzi is crazy, Mike.
Mom said, and you can't always look at the ring because until I drop a couple pounds or water weight, I didn't wear one. And Tracy has never wore his. And I will step out without my ring to this day. To me, it's not about the ring.
Yeah, okay. Cause
Yes.
when you putting in that work, that ring don't mean a thing.
It don't at all.
Sometimes I think Nate forget his ring, or he has an Amazon. He went and bought an Amazon like pack to work out with. Half the time, sometimes he got that on because the other one is like very hard. It's metal. It's very uncomfortable for him. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know some people are like, oh, it's the symbol and all of that, but the symbol should be you. You should be carrying yourself a certain
Right.
kind of way,
That's right.
Right.
men and
Yeah.
women.
Yeah. And then I do agree that like you shouldn't, rather you in a relationship or single, if a person is carrying themselves outside of what you would, how you would carry yourself, don't involve yourself with that person. It
Yeah.
don't matter if
Right.
you single or married. Like,
That's right.
I got stuff to lose. That's
Prince
crazy.
said, that's crazy. If I have to stop talking to certain friends because they single, then that's insecurity within the man themselves. Yeah.
Exact. Yes. Yeah. Like, what? No.
Mimi said, I
But
know a few married women I wouldn't dare hang around. No morals at all. Exactly. Some of
And
these married
that's what
women,
your mama said. Some of the married women be a mess
a
themselves.
mess.
exactly.
But they be blamed it on the friend.
Yep.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
they
Um,
be using the friends as an outlet.
Mhm.
Prince said,
Oh,
keep outside chatter out. Yeah. Hey, Jill.
right.
Um, am I
That's what
missing a
everybody
comment?
say.
Oh, she said, in fact, I want a new ring just because it's pretty, not because I'm married. No, for real, I got a homegirl that wanted that, and she went out and bought her ring herself.
Who said that?
Mom, in fact, I want a new ring just because it's pretty, not because I'm married. Yeah, I
I think
mean,
that's another thing too. Like when people get engaged, like everybody be like, "When? How's the wedding plan?" And when I'm starting to get so overwhelmed with that question, like now I'm getting mad. Don't ask me because
Just say it's going.
it's going.
uh-huh.
It's
Yes,
going.
don't
Thank
don't
you.
ask me. And it's not, no offense. I appreciate y'all for asking, but it's just too overwhelming. And then on top of that, you this everybody look at it like, oh, I'm about to have this wedding. I'm about to, have this fancy dress. They looking
Immediately.
at the aesthetics of it. No, you are literally signing up to like go through thick and thin with this person. Knots on the head and
Literally.
all.
Literally.
And I
Elbow.
think I think that's like around this whole topic. Like my thing with even like with what Carlos said is like so many people get into the image of this is an intimate relationship that we're talking about, and I
Mm-hmm.
have no idea why so many opinions or thoughts should be involved into the dynamic of the person I choose. Like I to me, because he made a comment like Carlos said when like how does that look when a married woman is always with a single friend? Like how does that look? And I think that's what the world get caught up in, these world
Mm-hmm.
what it looks like,
Mm-hmm.
what marriage is supposed to look like. When and all in all, it's not a label, it's not a role, it's a partnership. Like
Mm-hmm.
you took an oath together. I can cut my hand right
Yeah,
now
yeah.
and tell somebody, okay, we forever we bonded together, and now I've just made a partnership and covenant with that person. That's what marriage is. So we kind of got on like this whole thing with like friends, and I just don't know why those dynamics are a part of it. You already have enough hats wearing. Just I'm gonna be a wife. I'm gonna be a supporter. I'm gonna be a parent. That I ain't about to kind of be too thought processing about what the friends like. Like I saw the friends in the dating phase, so I already knew what the friends was like.
Mm-hmm.
I already knew the ones who didn't need to be around. I already knew the ones who felt how they felt. But the day we have that wedding, all that should be a mutual understanding that the same way they love you, they love me too, because they love you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Um,
I
Mom
see what you're saying.
said,
No, it was Erica.
Oh, sorry,
Erica
this is
said,
Erica.
yeah.
I definitely asked my husband when we were talking about marriage, are you going to try and change me or make me do something I don't want to do or take me away from my family or friends? And we don't always wear our rings.
Listen,
Mom
I'm
said worried
cultivating
about
my. Oh,
no, right, and Mom said right, and some of them men don't want their wife with single women because they're afraid of what that women may tell about them.
yeah.
Um, Prince said worried about an image and allowing yourself to be influenced by outside people can affect the way you are with your partner. It ruins y'all comfort and trust.
Mm-hmm. Shalina
Yes.
said that image is a
Yeah, I feel
society
like
problem.
outside influences can really just because you may get into it with somebody and it may sound terrible. You go tell your friend, now your friend got this opinion, and you know you about to be back in their face tomorrow.
Right, and
So
then
Right.
much
don't be
confusion. So
forgetting.
much
So
confusion.
yeah,
Yeah,
you,
so
So much confusion.
I'm like, it's no point in even like pursuing the other thought because when emotion get involved, your emotions just high. You looking for your feelings to be validated. Say it.
yeah,
Like
Right.
I went to talk to my friend because I needed my feelings validated. You weren't validating them at the time. Okay, what your friend said either gonna hold weight or you gonna be grown enough to say, I'm gonna choose how I want to move in this situation. It was a moment, and that's transparency. Like that is when the lack of transparency is not present. That's when all these insecurities come in.
yeah,
I don't know if I trust you out. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Honestly, I think. Oh wait, sorry. Shalina said that image is a society problem. We have to stop allowing society to govern what my relationship looks like. Yeah. Honestly, y'all, like I don't even wear two rings because where is? Show me the rule. That's just I don't even want. At this point, my money is your money. We done. I'm good. I'm good with the one.
Hmm.
She said it's some relationships that are long standing and they don't even like each other, but image matters.
Mm.
Yes.
That part.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry y'all, but if you on Instagram, I don't even know what happened.
what you
It
mean?
It's shut
just it
down.
just froze and shut down. Yeah,
Mm.
but Facebook and TikTok are still up. So
Thank y'all for having me. I'm
Yes,
yes, you're
thank
gonna
welcome.
get off of
you.
here.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Prince said Key knows I'm gonna support you in your relationship no matter my personal feelings because I care about my friends' feelings and how they may see that person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is friend. That is friend.
Yeah.
But definitely heavy on the what Keon said, you know, the love and the quality of the person that you're friends with and the love that they have for both your relationship and your partner. And it doesn't even have to be like, you know, love like that. It can be like,
Respect.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a if you gonna attend my wedding ceremony and cheer our relationship on, don't be in no validate feelings environment and be like, yeah, you need to go, you need to leave, especially if it ain't no abuse going on. You just yeah, I would demand this, I would demand that. That's when you kind of like, why are you hanging around with them? Like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing too, because I feel like some friends be inserting their opinions where it's not necessary. And
Mhm.
those friends, like, that doesn't mean that they're not a good friend. It's just they just
Mhm.
talk too much. So
Yeah.
you have access to certain parts of me now. You've granted that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I just realized it's like 10 o'clock over here, so we better wrap this up. But we need to. This is a really good conversation because Carlos just made a really good point. I'm sorry, y'all. I know everybody want to keep it romantic and cute and love, but the point Carlos just made is marriage is also a business. It is. You're literally running an empire together. A household, taxes, finances, entrepreneurship goals, work, even if you're not doing entrepreneurship, all of that is that's business decisions. Shalene said marriage is a business for some. It should be a business for all, because, baby, you running the empire together. What you doing? Anyway, she said sometimes it's looking the part for corporate America. That's true. Nonsense. Okay, so thank y'all for commenting. I really appreciate the male perspective for coming on, Carlos,
And
and
Mookie.
thank you, Mookie, for bringing on the new married perspective and basically making my point for me. So the next conversation is going to be about generational women, what we inherited and what we're unlearning. And I don't want this to be like, we need more male perspective. So if you got a cousin, if you got a nephew, if you got a son, bring them to the conversation, because it's Women's History Month. First of all, support women. Second of all, support Black women. But also, this topic is talking about what we inherited, and it's getting real and transparent about what we learned from not just mothers but from the women in our lives, and then being honest about what we're unlearning. Something that we, even if the mother or the woman in your life was not there and you learned, I'm gonna make sure I'm there for my kids or whatever. It's kind of a real conversation about generationally what did we inherit from the women around us, and what are we unlearning. And I want to hear a male's perspective on that as well, because what are our sons and nephews seeing from us that they're bringing into their relationships or their own lives, even if they don't have a relationship. So thank y'all for rocking with us. I hope y'all come back next week and bring a friend.